Let me see if I can pull this up and make sure audio seems to be working. Let me see if I can, there we go. Pull this up and make sure audio seems to be working. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. We got a lot of stuff to kind of get finished here, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Hello, Stanley. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, Stanley. How are you doing, my friend? I asked you yesterday, but maybe you didn't hear. Where are you at? I'm guessing in Texas. You on the road somewhere, probably? Unless you're just not saying because you're on the run or something. I doubt that. Stan's a good guy. Hello, Tim. These old flapping lips. Good to see you. Yes, Stanley, I am still fixing this. Started yesterday. And might get it finished today. We'll see. So if you guys were here yesterday, this is one of my buddies. And he's got a bunch of stuff on it. He's just one of them guys that loves to throw all the cool parts at it. It got into a pretty bad crash. It broke a lot of stuff. Bent the forks. Broke side plates. He lost, his roller wheels, all that stuff. So I'm going to hopefully try to get it back together tonight. Kind of watched the other vid. It was crashing out in the night while we were rolling. Okay, so thank you. These are trail rims. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Low bike. That would probably look pretty nice. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Tim. Thanks for joining us, Stanley, and anybody else that might be out there. Feel free to stop and say hi. Just getting some of my tools set up here. Thanks, Steve.
Are you on?
All right, I'll see. All right. We're back. How long do tires last on these things? Good question, Stanley. The knobby tires don't last too long. The rear knobby goes out pretty quickly, especially if you're on hard pavement, asphalt, hard surface like that. In grass, they'll all last pretty well. There's also street tires for it that work. They last well. The ones that wear out the quickest are some track style tires called hole shots. I've tried those, but they blew out fairly quickly on me. At least the back one did. All right, so Tim at These Old Flapping Lips says he got his Vidavon spoked rims with the Trial tie sprocket and front brake discs installed on them. Had to open the holes for the shoulder bolts on the brake so it floated as it should. And yeah, that's a correct answer, Stan. If you're on the right surface, they can last pretty well. But a hard surface will eat up At least the knobbies. And so Tim at these old flapping lips is going to get the Vidavon street tires. That'll look sharp. That'll look really good. I guess the Vidavon, are the street tires the same diameter, taller like these? Or did they make their street tires small as well? I think they made them taller. Maybe if you remember, let me know, Tim. So, again, thanks for you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And hey, Tim, have you taken apart? And in case anyone doesn't know, I refer to these old flapping lips as Tim just because it's quicker to say. But, oh man, something's a little whacked out there. Have you taken any of these forks apart yet? I have not. Something I might be doing pretty soon. They are standard size tires. That's what I thought. That makes sense. I actually think I have more fun. I have a knobby, so standard size, which is pretty much all rounded off to a slick now. And I think that's actually more fun on the street than the Supermotos. Doesn't grip quite as much as a Supermoto, so it does slide a little bit more, which makes it kind of fun. What has he got loose here? Oh. So that fork's bent really badly, but I think there's something else going on there. All right. Wolf Tracks, good to see you, buddy. How is it going, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. Are you ready for Supercross next week? I went to Anaheim. It was awesome. And I'll be going to Anaheim too. So if you want to go, let me know, man. Let's go. Let's go. Supercross. I think you were out doing it, though, instead of watching. You were actually out riding, which is even more fun. That's cool. How was the ride? He rebuilt the ones in the Mako with 37.5 weight oil. It's going to drop lower down to 30 or 32. Okay. So, what you're doing is lighter weight than what stock is. And is there a reason for it? I think that you were racing. Is this what you're trying to use on the race setup? As far as is it softer and affording you better traction, or yeah, or is it just something you're trying out to see how it goes? Because I really don't know. I like to tune suspension, but I'm really, with this being a new thing, I don't know really even where to start, which way to go. Most of my bashers always get thicker oil, but this is not that. Man, Wolf Tracks just got back from riding. Getting ready to leave again Thursday morning. Good for you. I think you have a KX450 as your main ride for off-road. So basically one of these. Yeah, Wolf Tracks has a green. You ride Kawasaki, if I'm not mistaken. Man, that's so cool. I'm jealous. I am very jealous. I have not been riding in a long, long, long time. But yeah, thanks for joining up, man. Love to see you get. I'll actually be in the Long Beach store tomorrow. So if you're around tomorrow in Long Beach, come by and see me. I'll be down there tomorrow. I've been up in the other store most of the time. Not sure if that shows up, but yeah, fork is pretty tweaked. The outer tube. So you got 2 green and 1 red Losi. But in real wolf tracks. But in the real life, though, I think you ride green bikes. Okay, so these old flapping lips, thank you. He replied, yeah, the hole. Exactly. All right. He also installed the medium springs on both forks and rear shock as well. Man, that's great. I might I noticed when we were racing them, and I haven't been able to race with the guys for about 3 months, but when we were racing them, it's like when we jumped, we'd land and they were really bouncy. So yeah, lighter weight oil, whatever, if that's working out to keep it more stuck to the ground, that's great. I gotta try that. Yeah, this dude, I heard it was a head-on collision. He was on the track and somebody else came across the lane and hit him head on. So it was a pretty tough hit. It broke the side plate. If you weren't here yesterday, so we replaced these side plates with metal GPM ones, aluminum, 7075 aluminum. I don't know if it's a great idea or not, but they look pretty sharp, and the stock ones broke. I'm very interested in weighing this car, or this RC, against both my red one and my yellow one, to see how much heavier one is than the other. Because he has got pretty much every bolt-on piece you could imagine on this thing. Fitavons on the Green Pro circuit. Got the smart charger. Yeah, okay, I'm glad you got the charger. Yep, lighten the oil, softer spring soaks it up a bit more instead of the mule kicking. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that smart charger purchased a local RC street hobby shop. Very cool, man. Oh, like I said, if I'll be down there tomorrow if you can come by. So, to Tim out there, let me ask you something, because I do not have to rebuild these. We do have another set. But I thought we had another set. How do I and I'll be so disappointed if I brought them to work and I didn't actually work on them today, because that would have been a waste of time. Huh. Yeah, so I had them all along. I was pretty busy at work anyway. But we have a set. Tim, maybe you can help me with this. New forks and the titanium front fork lugs. Do I have to, how much of this fork do I have to take apart to put them on? And at the same time, it looks like he has, I guess you'd call, I don't know what you would even call this bottom part. Now you got a newly used or nearly never used High-Tech X2. Yeah. I was skeptical too. We have up at our shop, we have a Traxxas charger because they're, their own thing, and then a couple others. We have a High-Tech and something else, and an old charger and a smart charger. Smart charger is fast. It's fast. It works well. I've been pretty impressed with them, actually. So for that, what that's worth. I mean, there's cheaper versions, but if you got spend a little money on one of the nicer versions, they can do really well. I don't even remember which one we have currently. It's a version or two old, but still does a really good job. I actually don't charge a lot at my house. I brought my whole sack of like 4S and 6S batteries today. All right, forks. All right, so I guess these forks are already pre-filled. Yeah, feels the same. All right, dude, this is awesome. I'm gonna get, hopefully, some tips from Tim here. If you guys want to learn more about Promoto, see some cool Promoto build stuff, go follow these old flapping lips. That is my friend Tim, and yeah, he's worked on forks and I haven't. So let's see what we can get done here. So just the bottom lug, you can simply unscrew it from the shaft. Nice. So we have 2 forks. I like a smart charger. Yeah. You have the lug and the fork lug. The lug is a tie part. You want to install fork lugs. Me too. We got the 2100. Okay, that's a good charger. Dual charger. That works well. All right. How do I grab this thing? I'm assuming that's pretty tight. Oh, this came with some tools. Well, I don't really feel like they're gonna. Oh, maybe this one will help. So it looks like I grab this here. Ah, Tim. So now if I got it like this, I feel like I do need to take it apart because I need to grab this tube because I can't hold it tight. Man. But how am I supposed to break this loose? How am I supposed to hold this without scratching this? Is there a trick to that? I have a shock tool, but it's nowhere near big enough to do that part of it. All right. Well, we'll figure this out. Okay. So you did basically put shock pliers on there and just backed it out. That's what I'll do then. Okay, they have a wider pinch on yours. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what it looks like. 2 plastic wrenches or your fork tools. I don't think I'll need those. I think I'll just need the... Let me grab my shock tool and see how that looks. Shock tool. Not a very big... It's not very close at all. So you got both green ones are still in the factory sealed box, Wolf Tracks. Well, yeah, that's cool. I wish I had another one actually, one sealed. Both of mine are open. One driven, one not. I'm assuming I'm assuming if I took this off, I'd be able to pull this tube loose and then be able to grab it from the other side. Does that sound right, Tim? Yeah, it wasn't too tight. I have to grab it too hard. Perfect. Okay, so that's gonna work. Let me get these dudes out. So both green are in the factory box. Wolf Tracks, bring dude, come by the shop tomorrow if you get a chance. Bring your red one and let's do some ripping around the parking lot. He first stole the silver rims off his green rig for the Mako, and then just put the Ridavons on there. All right. Silver rims off of my green. So I think the green one is the one you're racing, if I'm not mistaken. Use a small crescent to cut end open for hook. Oil drill hole, attach small chain. Use a small crescent and cut for hook. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, Wolf Tracks. Use a small crescent, cut end open for hook. I don't know, dude. But then again, I'm probably, smoked a little, so let's see if we can get this thing out. Maybe. Oh, so you're racing the Mako. That's even cooler. That is even cooler. I wonder how those people like getting beat by an old vintage bike. No, it's not happening. I actually am going to be... I have to grab it too hard for that. I'm not feeling too happy with that. So, unfortunately, the titaniums are not going on right now. I'm going to have to... Wolf Tracks got kicked off. Wolf Tracks, I was saying, I don't know what you mean by use a small crescent, cut end open for drill, hook, oil, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Rubber band and pliers. Yeah. Could probably do that. I feel like I need to bleed this when I put it back together, though, don't I? There's a little groove I can tell right here. Hopefully I don't let any air in it and I can just pop it back on. See if I can get a rubber band. That's a good idea. Thank you. Does anybody know if yeah, you say yours around very tight. That's what I had heard. So that's what I'm kind of annoyed over. I don't want to scratch up the rim. I mean the fork shaft. So if I can't find the right tool, I'm just going to not do it. And I'll do it again whenever I have a better setup. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Since these are bent, I'm going to take these apart. And I'll see how hard it is to take these apart. and that way I won't screw up the new ones. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you can give it a thumbs up, a subscribe, that'd be awesome. Any new people out there, if you haven't chatted, we'd love to hear from you. Got my friend, these old flapping blips and wolf tracks, and hanging out with us tonight. So it's been a good night so far. So, wolf tracks. Yesterday, no, not yesterday. Last week, a week ago when I went at Supercross, I live streamed from there. That shaft is a mostly solid piece. Take the bottom cap off the fork tube. Remove the top. Man, I'm getting all kinds of directions. This is awesome. So take the bottom cap off of the fork tube. I assume it looks like this goes in through the bottom here. Pop that off, no problem. So this is still what appears to be a joining us, guys. Really appreciate you joining, and love hear from you in chat. If you have any questions, just feel free. All right. What do we have here? What do we have here? Oh, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right either. Okay, here's a little seal that came off. Doesn't seem to go there. Doesn't go there. I'm just loosening this by hand. Stuck. I don't know if that's because it's bent. I feel like it is. It's kind of stuck in there right now. I think I could probably straighten the outer tube a little bit and then get the inners out of it. But for now, I'm just going to leave it alone, since I'm just trying to figure out what's up with these shocks anyway. These forks. Let me see. That's a bushing. So I guess that's the bushing that slides on. Okay. I could actually see there's room for improvement. You can actually stiffen that up some. I think even this one's bent. Now that I look at it, I think this one's bent too. All right, so if I was to open up his shocks, his forks like this, make sure we got. Sorry. Then I have this and another tool somewhere. We're going to clean this here shortly because I can't stand working like this. Okay. So I kind of have to disassemble them, but then I can pop that loose. That's cool. So let me go ahead and clean this mess so we can actually see what we're doing. And I'm going to move on to that next step. And guys, I do thank you so much for tuning in. Would love to hear from you. If you have any thoughts on the Promoto, any questions on the Promoto. So far, I've really enjoyed it. This one is not mine. It belongs to a friend of mine. But I have two of them. One which I've got probably 60 plus batteries through. And it's been a lot of fun. It's not the perfect motorcycle. It's not perfect, but it's a really good start towards a really good RC. I was hoping to cut this down today in this one, but busy. Actually, I didn't bring it to work. I was so busy. Probably be able to do this tomorrow. I'm going to take this old fork and I'm going to rebuild these in a with a different oil. I think I'll get some new outer tubes, rebuild them up like Tim over there at These Old Flapping Lips suggested, because I did notice so you replaced the forks, and I think you said something in the rear as well. Spike, quiet, buddy. All right. So saying some people have used an O-ring in place of a bushing. Yeah, I was looking at when there is no play. Will this work on this? No. We're going to take it off. It'll be at the front end. Might be better. Who knows? Oh, wow. That one's tight. This is a brand new, never used set. So, Tim, over at These Old Flapping Lips, you said that yours were tight. Were they that tight? Because I feel like if I twisted on that anymore, it could literally break. Medium lugs. So they were that tight. Dude, that's insane. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's a lot with no blue Loctite. There's enough still in the threads, I think, to hold it anyway. Oh, there's an O-ring I got to switch over. Damn it. Kind of need some glasses for this operation. Okay, we can get these O-rings off. I'm not going with all that Loctite. Well, maybe put a little bit on it. Watch the O-ring don't pinch when you reinstall. Good call, man. Good call. I was already wondering about that. I don't even like putting that Loctite on. I just put the smallest amount in. Those are some very fine threads on that, dude. That's why it's so tight. Okay. And there's a groove in them. Watch the O-ring. They should be putting new rings on the tie. You're absolutely right about that. Why aren't they? I'm sure they costed like 30 or 40 bucks. So I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be good. I get it tight, but I'm not He-Manning it. Yeah, that O-ring went nicely in place. Thank you so much for your help, man. I really appreciate it. The groups, how you bleed them before you tighten them up when you redo the oils. Yeah. So I don't think I have to bleed it. I did tighten it down with the groove up on top, but I'm pretty sure they were bled pretty well from the, well, shouldn't say anything's done well from the factory. That just makes me sound stupid, but yeah, I think they'll be fine. I don't feel like we introduced any new air in there. I'm glad I did this. Now I've got a feel for these, and want to start working on my own. Actually do some, it's extremely cold where you're at, so I assume you haven't raced since the last time we spoke, or since the last time we had a show. But my mom, my dad, a lot of my family lives in the Midwest and the South, East and Northeast, actually, all over, other than where I'm at. But yeah, they're all getting hit with some sort of cold. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Oh, I'm not too happy with what I see here. You'll see in a second, guys. So the fluid looks to be about the same level on both shocks or forks. I can look down there and see approximately where it's at. It may have already started chewing up that O-ring some. There's a little rubber. Let me pull this off and see if it looks like that O-ring is going to be decent. Okay. I was afraid the O-ring had been damaged, but it doesn't look like it actually. Man, I really plan to bring my scale down. I wanted to measure or do a weight on those. I like to I appreciate all you guys, everybody that joins, whether you're joining and talking the chat or just hanging out watching. Love to hear you guys if you have any questions. Groove to the top. Nice. These are pretty cool. I like this. Yeah, I like this. It's not exactly like motorcycle forks, but it's not that far off from motorcycle forks either. Some at least that I was using whenever I was riding. All right, I get these glasses off. I should be able to see it again now. I had them in the video. They were a little over one. See, this is why you guys need to be watching Tim's stuff over there at These Old Flapping Lips. He actually did weigh this stuff out already. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. So the race was last Sunday. You didn't make it. Yeah, it's 6+ inches on Friday. Shitty weather Sunday. Nah, dude, don't drive in it. Don't drive in that, because then if there's, first off, it's a long drive. It's bad weather. Anything can happen on the road. And then a 3-hour deal turns into a 6-hour deal. Like you say, could double it. Or, worst thing, you end up slid off in an embankment or something. Not worth it. Oh, I'm not happy with this one. That one's good. This one's not. I don't know what's going on, but we don't have good rebound there, guys. No good. Rent Los Alamitos for an hour race on horse course. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Man, that's a fun idea, dude. I like that. That would be fun. Hey, they're still racing on Thursdays to Wolf Tracks. That race you came in and you come and hung out with us at, or the time you came and rode with us, drove the Promotos. They're still doing that Thursday. I just haven't, because I've had to work for the last couple months on Thursdays. It doesn't seem too great. Kind of feels like it's binding up. He heard some pro rider. Man, who? So Wolf Tracks is saying, so where we go and drive these Pro Motos, there is a golf course at it's not Los Alamitos. It's a Alondra, I think, isn't it? Oh, rent Alamitos for an hour. Oh, and you said you heard some pro rider rented that. I don't know about that. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just loosened this lower shaft to see if everything looks clean, because it feels like it's, to me, it feels like it's right in here. Not anything in the spring mechanism or internally. And I think you're right. I pulled it off, but I didn't put anything in there. They're new shocks also. Maybe they might be a little bindy at first. I don't know. I got WD-40. I've got grease, white grease, red grease. I'm going to go for a little grease. Makes a little mess. Maybe I'll go for some WD. So let's just clean this thing off first, see what's up. Man, so I don't know if I told you guys. Miss the bushing that is in the, don't forget her, miss the bushing. Yep, I got you, bud. Were you listening earlier, Wolf Tracks, when I said something about how I was live streaming the race, the Supercross race, and I got in trouble for copyright infringement, and then I couldn't do a show for a week? They so I just planned to show the, what would you call it, the opening ceremonies, because they moved Supercross to a daytime, more of a daytime. So I was like, well, people will be interested to see what it looks like. This bushing is not liking the feel of that. So anyway, I started streaming it. No big deal. It was going fine. And yeah, I'm gonna lube that thing up too. It's binding up somewhere there. But anyway, I streamed, instead of just streaming the open ceremonies, I did 45 minutes of it. Like 5,000 people went on my live stream, way more than ever. And then it got taken down for I can feel a little stitch in there. I think it'll be okay. I think it just needs to wear in. But yeah, man, I got in a little bit of trouble for that. Definitely seems better. Uh-oh. Better put this cap back on first. So if there's any way I get a couple more subscribers, I really appreciate it, guys. I am at 498. I never really ask for subscribers, but I think it would be really cool to reach a number like 500. So if you're watching and haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate if you did. Still a little sticky, but it's going to have to live that way. I'm sure it'll smooth out and break in at some point. Yeah, feels pretty good, actually. All right. All right, guys, let's get this thing done. I have had enough of this. All right, forks. Now we swap fork lugs over. These all look like they've already had some Loctite on them. Just going to put a little drop on them because I don't want to be the one responsible when his fork lug falls off. Oh, there it goes. Slides into its little indentation. Then you can snug it up. I think that top cap screws onto the fork shaft. Then that screws into the fork tube. This top shaft, I never took it off, I think. I'm not sure if that's what we're talking about. Screws on the fork shaft. The fork tube. I think on a real bike it does. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we got going on. All right, there's one. Let's get this. Boy. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. Happy New Year. Not gonna lie, I like the feel of that fork a bit better. I think they both could use a little breaking in, to be honest. I'll rebuild those forks and see how those come out, though. So we are almost done. We got one more thing to do. We can bolt this back together. So Wolf Tracks, why don't you come by the shop tomorrow? I think we have a beautiful blue Promoto in stock, probably with your name on it. So man, you should come by. You get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That way you can pop open one of the green machines. Last part to put on this thing. The Jazz Rider, they call it a steering holder or something to that effect. Oh, well, that's coming off. I wish I'd have realized how much work this was when I got into it. So Talbot replaced all aluminum. And then Tim says it was not all that much heavier. And Wolf Track says correct. Well, I got to agree if they both are saying such a thing. But yeah, literally this has the gas tank, aluminum. Side plates, still aluminum. GPM, aluminum. Aluminum foot pegs, aluminum swing arm. Aluminum chain guide. Titanium swing arm axle, though. Cool aluminum sprocket. GPM chain with master link. Trail wheels look really cool. And more aluminum on this side, aluminum up here, which I think this is a little bit loose. So we're going to take that apart. A lot of aluminum on this bike. So, yeah, we get done with it. Are you kidding me? I'm going to have to pop a hole in there to get to the front numbers. I forget how it works. Yep. Boat on the flooded skate park. I had not seen that. Yeah, that definitely should be tighter than this. This is not correct, I think. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm that's exactly what I was just thinking. Tim, thank you. So Tim was just mentioning that it moves very easily, and he's absolutely right. It just kind of floats around in there. They use a thick oil, silicone diff oil from the factory, if I'm not mistaken. They just kind of put it in there and it slows everything down. I don't think I got 500,000, but I'll look and see. Whatever we have, I'll put something on it because this was changed out at one point and it was not. It's totally dry. So I guess whenever they changed it out, they didn't realize that they should have some fluid in there, some thick viscosity basically to help slow it down. Hopefully that'll make this car or this bike handle better. Yeah, guys, we are just changing out this little piece that is on the back of the trip clamp. Kind of feeds right into the servo. Not sure if this is meant to be a performance upgrade or a cosmetic. Either way, it's cool. Who has had, if anybody, who has had, yeah, ensure the gasket and O-rings on the triple tree. Okay. I do, we'll check into that and make sure. If not, it will just leak. This one looks a lot better. Unfortunately, where it's at on the bike, you're never really going to see it, which is a bummer because I kind of did something the same on my yellow bike. I have carbon fiber chassis side plates. 99% of it's covered up though, so you don't really see it. So, it's not that. Kind of takes away from the cool factor if you don't see it. Or maybe it adds to it, what do I know? I hope the O-ring is on this thing, because if it's not, I don't have one. There is no O-ring. And I see the groove for the O-ring, damn it. That's frustrating. Man, that's frustrating. I've got like 700 O-rings. I just got to find them. Oh, Tim's got some set of CF the carbon fibers. Extreme RC. They make some of the best, he says. Man, I want to check out that. I just have the stock Losi, or not the stock, but the Losi carbon fibers. Pretty happy how they look, but they're nothing special. So I'd like to check those out that you've got. I don't usually put carbon fiber on a lot of stuff just because of the expense. But for a motorcycle, I was willing to make a change. Let's see if I can find some of these O-rings. Lots of O-rings. Probably none that's going to work. Ooh, that one might just work, actually. Fit in there nice. Boy, that'd be pretty great. Ha ha. Well, we'll see. Let's see how it feels when it's... Yeah. Let me see if I can fit one bigger O-ring on it. No, that's way too big. That's not going to work. All right, well, if the fluid leaks out of here, it's just going to leak. Not my fault. I supplied an O-ring. Oh, gotta put some fluid in there. Let me see what I'm getting. Yeah, I don't think I have any 500,000, but we'll have something. Fluids box, guys. Here's 100K. Better than nothing. $50K. 100K. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I got some real... I do got it. This is 2 million. That's too thick, probably. All right. So these old flapping lip says it's a fairly thin O-ring. I'm going to tell you which one I use, bud. It is the 10 by 2. It's 10 millimeter by 2 millimeter. This is a thin O-ring. I don't think it's that one, is it? Is that the one that goes on the bottom? Maybe then that we do have it. So I just found this really thin O-ring. Felt like it was underneath this on top. Man, it'd be great if I had an exploded view of this right about now. Let's see. I don't know. Tim, if you have a exploded view, I know it's very late, so you don't have to bother. But if you have the exploded view, how small is that O-ring at the end? I just found one on the top, which is quite a bit smaller than the one that I put on it. Trying to fit it now. I think that's it. Wolf Tracks asks, is the Losi MX box loitering at the shop? It actually might still be. It's possible. It is possible, actually. I can find out. the empty box. No, I know what you're saying. Because I think that we use it just as a display for display in case somebody grabs a box and runs. Yeah, I'm going to go with that little tiny O-ring. I think that's going to be okay, especially since I'm be using some thick oil here. So we have, no, this is 200,000. That's the thickest I got. It's going to have to work. I don't know. What's the best way to get this here? Should I push this bearing? Bearing kind of snug, but I feel like I might be able to get the fluid in there better with that bearing off. Let's see. Oh yeah. So with the bearing off, I kind of have some space in between. I know you guys can't see that, but if I took the bearing off, it allows me to lower it and have some space to kind of drop some fluid in between there. I'll do that the best I can. Also just going to coat this. Hopefully some of it stays on there. Oh no, 100%. Now I would put in half 2 million, and I thought it was 2 million, but it's only 200,000. So we're sticking with the, yeah, I'll check and see if we still have that box for you. If you want it, you're welcome to it. If not, I have two right here. I don't think I need both of them. I feel like that's not going to stay on past the bearing. It's just going to get smashed out. Oh, what a mess we have here. Oh boy, here we go. This is a mess. I'm able to drop this thick fluid down into the what would be considered the fork tube or the head stay, I guess. Only for German version online. Yeah, I don't know. So it ended up being, I only saw the one spot for an O-ring, and I just put it on the bottom. It fit in there really nicely. Got that. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'll be happy when this job is done. So what did I do? at work today. It's funny, I do basically this exact same thing. Though there wasn't a lot of repairs to do, so not a lot of repairs. If anyone's wondering what the like our most common repair probably would be anything that has to do with a Traxxas two-wheel drive, where a kid breaks it and the parents don't want to fix it. Usually the front just takes like 2 minutes to replace, but they don't want to do it. And then there's a bunch of stuff like Revos are always breaking down. UDRs are always breaking down. What side these go? Brake caliper this side, this side. Oh man. Come together. Okay. So I wanted to get those kind of up into place so we could actually, let me loosen the top one. I'll try to tighten this. Something looks strange to me. No, that's right. I never realized that the mount for the front brake caliper hangs so low below the end of the fork leg. All right, let's see if we can get this thing put back together. I feel like it's still not going to be done today. My favorite repairs at the shop are always Arrmas. They're the easiest to work on for me and get through them real quick and easy. They're easy, fun. Arrma 6S's are real simple. The 8S's maybe not as simple. 3S's and 4S's, it depends. They're kind of junk sometimes. Sometimes they're real good. All right, let's see. I have some short screws for the brake caliper. I think it's you. Yeah, if you get another red one, you're freaking factory gas or Honda over there. I have a whole team. We might have a red one up at the Lawndale store. I'm not for sure. Let me know, man. I'd be glad to try to get one for you. I actually have a friend that may be selling one. If anyone is interested, He has a blue one. Hasn't driven it all that much, but he's more gotten into drones recently, so I don't know. I don't think drones are as cool as bikes, but that's just me. Anything else going on? Anything else to talk about? I think I put the wrong ones in. I know I did. Not sure. See, it's almost 9:20 here. So for you guys on the East Coast, it's definitely getting later in the evening, if not early morning hours. I'm not sure if you're still there, Tim. If you are, let me know if you'd like to do a video online if you know how to do it. I saw when I was banned from YouTube's live stream, I was trying to figure some stuff out. And it looks like I can, if I don't use the Prism app, then I can, don't use the Prism app, then I can invite other people to join. But if I do use a Prism app, which I use, then I'm not sure how to. Wolf Tracks, that's a good question. How much? Oh, you know who it is. It's Kevin. It's my buddy Kevin. You met him. Hit him up, or I'll see him tomorrow probably. He might even be watching tonight. Kind of doubtful, but he sometimes tunes in. So, yeah, Kevin's looking to maybe sell his. I don't want him to. I wish he wouldn't. It's kind of crappy. But he got in real heavy with drones. Man, if you guys have any questions out there, please feel free to ask or just drop a hello. Love to hear from you. There's no screw in the bottom of that. There should be. When I lived on the East Coast, for some reason it seemed easier to stay up later. On the West Coast, not so much, but like here the news is at 10 o'clock at night. There it was 11 o'clock. Everything just felt a bit later. Forget. I think it goes in front, don't it? I'm not that keen on the way these handlebars look. I've painted mine on my yellow bike. I think it looks a lot better that way, but it doesn't stay. I also painted on the red bike and it doesn't quite stay. I always used to use, well, I didn't always because I was out before Pro Taper, but I used Pro Taper's gold bars a lot. I liked the way they looked. So I usually do mine gold. You think you're going to buy Tony's green Promoto CCXRCs? Interesting. He doesn't have much use. That's cool. I didn't know he was selling it. I don't even know if I've seen his Promoto. He mostly does, from what I remember, he mostly does monster truck stuff, doesn't he? So that's cool. If you buy that, very cool, man. Between Tim at these old flapping lips and our madman the wolf tracks, you're gonna own pretty much all, well, own a big chunk of them. Big chunk of the green boys. Okay, we're getting close, guys. Getting so close. Slap this on here. Front wheel. Oh, yeah. Almost there. Yeah, that's where I've seen him from, is the monster trucks. He seems like a nice character. Nice guy. I've never had an opportunity to meet with him or talk with him, but he seems pretty cool. Didn't he move recently? I think he had something where he moved. I feel like he moved. I was watching one of his videos and he wasn't in the same place. Could be wrong about that though. So you'd have 2 greens and a red also. Hell yeah. I have 1 red and 1 yellow. And man, I love these things. I don't care what anyone says. These things fucking rock. Selling VP cast cans without hoses. Oh, he moved to the west side of Michigan. So you guys are both in Michigan now. Is that anywhere? And don't go with this. You're at the third knuckle on the right hand and try to explain where you're at. I'll never understand that. But are you guys near each other in Michigan? Pulling this piece off, putting the titanium in it. I mean, I can tell you it weighs a whole lot less. Feels way less. Much lighter. That's just trick. It's always cool to have the factory trick parts if you can get them. And I also like to say thank you again to each and every one of you joining the show either while it's live or just watching a tape replay. Remember, you can always leave a comment. I will eventually get back to all comments. Two and a half hours across the state. Okay. Lake Michigan, Lake Huron. That's cool. That's cool. How man, you guys are like the Michigan Mafia out there or something now. Definitely gonna, you guys got it handled when it comes to RC in that part of the country. Very cool. There's a bunch of us out here that do RC, and some are more serious than others, but everyone just, I don't care about seriousness. I'm more about having fun. Hmm. right, so it has some great crawling places and terrain. But not for you. You're in the middle of the cornfields. Oh, I get you. What, man, I just tried to thread this in. Same size. But this nylock nut is shot. Yeah, that's not tightening down anymore. Let's see if I have a 3mm nylock. If not, that's another one that, you know what? I replace it tomorrow at work. I'll get them brand new one at work. I'll just get this thing slapped together. We can't tighten it tonight. I don't want to look through my old janky bolts. We'll get them some nice and fresh tomorrow. Not a great fan of how this wheel's rolling, or lack thereof. Might have to adjust that. So you're going to take a trip to the UP. I guess that's Upper Peninsula for a weekend. A buddy has a hobby shop and racetrack. 6 hours away. Dang, dude. That's a drive. Or however it is you get there. That is a haul. Check out, if you're ever on RC Live, the shop that I work at has a mini Z racetrack, and it broadcasts every day. Just look up racetracks in like Los Angeles area, and it shows up as 128th Scale Raceway, I believe. I forget. But yeah, that's on RC Live every day. We just broadcast that, all the people out practicing. All right, so guys, this is about it's about as far as I'm going to go tonight. The bike is, for all intents and purposes, back together. For all intents and purposes, it is back together. I need to cut down some screws that are too long. I'll bring this in tomorrow to work. Handle that. I'll just cut them off with the die grinder. I couldn't find my cutting bits here today, so I did not do that. But yeah, we did quite a bit of stuff over the last. It's taken about three hours or so. Yeah, Tim, I'll shoot you over a link or something to it, and that way you can check it out whenever I'm over there. I'm usually at that shop, but I won't be there tomorrow. I'm in a different shop tomorrow. Yeah, so all right, I'm glad this bike is pretty much all back together. But now that it is, I can tell that there's a little dragging right here. So dragging and snagging, like really dragging to the point it's locked up. So even if I pull this brake lever back, it's still binding on something. I wonder This is one of the earlier Vidavons. Man, if it's not one thing, it's another with this. All right. Nah, we'll figure it out. The Mall of America has RC crawler course. I don't believe you. I mean, you might, you know. No, it sounds like something that's true. It probably does. Yeah, there's a place in Texas I know that also has done something in a mall recently. I think as malls are becoming more vacant with all the Sears, the big buildings, a lot of them closing. Man, this sucks. I see. This thing is kinked over so bad. I don't know how this ever worked. Oh man, his that brake is warped. I'll see if he has another brake. That right there. Have to get him a new brake. Sloppy on the shoulder screws. Yeah. No. Not it's totally sloppy. Yep, you're right. It's not bound up at all. But what it is, the rotor, instead of being flat, it's got one of these going on. And I guess that same crash that was a head-on crash that bent his forks also bent his rotor. So I'll talk to him tomorrow and see if he has another rotor. Or if you're watching tonight, buddy, have you got another rotor? Because it's going to come up right about there. Yeah, this rotor, I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. Probably be the last thing we do tonight. Let's take a look at this rotor and see what kind of a mess it's in. Because I think what we will find is it's not flat. All right. Let's take a look at this rotor. See if we can get it off. Take a look, because I feel like it's got a little curve to it. And thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate all you guys joining in. If you can remember to hit that like or thumbs up, and then subscribe if you don't mind. And when you do subscribe, then go out and hit up my friend Tim over there at These Old Flappin' Lips and subscribe to his channel. And then go check out my buddy Wolf Tracks and subscribe to his channel. No, it's actually pretty flat. I'm concerned something else might be bent. Yeah, that's strange. So, low interest in the crawlers. I've always had a low interest in crawlers. It's never really been my thing. I know people do like them. It's a very expensive part of the hobby. Seems like people spend probably more money in that part of it than a lot. And guys, I'm only a couple subscribers from 500. And it would really mean a lot to me if you guys could help me get over that 500 hump. I'm realizing I think that rotor's on backwards. Oh, it's only a cosmetic issue. It's still not right, so I have to fix that. But I want to see if it'll at least rotate right now. Because I thought for sure I was going to find that rotor to be warped. And it was pretty flat. All thumbs. Yeah. It gets stuck on that rotor. It's stuck without me even. Oh, wow. I see the problem. There's like something stuck on it. Like super glue or something on it. That's freaking hilarious. I didn't see that before. Let's see, I'll flip this over. Okay. Yeah, there was something on the back of one of them, like a hunk of maybe super glue. And it seemed to be too thick and would not let or not let this rotor pass through the brake pads. Hopefully that was it. Because I've been going a little bit crazy looking at one thing after the next. And that'll be cool if that was it. Because I may not have seen it if I had not put it on upside down this time. It was on the back side of the rotor. I hope that was all it was. Oh, perfect. Rolls through there so nicely now. Makes me wonder how long has that been screwed up, because I haven't been using any kind of glue or anything. Yeah, it's back to spinning nicely. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that was weird. I was thinking it would not set flat, but I put it back on backwards after I didn't see anything wrong with it, and then I realized there was a hunk of what looked to be super glue stuck on this one side of the disc. Well, guys, what do you think? Should I charge by the hour for this thing? Because it's all on video. And it's been like 4 hours at this point. You should all be glad I just like doing this. Gonna finish this tomorrow. I called it evening. I got all the heavy work done. Got everything working correctly. Looks like all we have tomorrow is cut down a couple screws or just find the right screw length at work. Bolt the plastics back on. It's ready to go. Put the rider back on. Wolf Tracks, it says message retracted. What were you saying, bud? Yeah, I agree. For me, I never got into the scale crawling. Promoto, big fun. Big fun. I just love dirt bikes and motorcycles, but also it's different. It's just something different. So it's cool. I'm really happy, Tim, that you're trying out these different shock oil weights and springs, and hopefully you'll find some really good settings that maybe I can steal from you, and then I'll have a hot setup too. What else we got going on? So yeah, this one's done. I mean, it's not done, but that's all I'm doing tonight. Bike's back together. I think it looks pretty good. We will so tomorrow what we'll do, I'll come back on the show. Per hour is fair. Tomorrow, I hope you guys come back on the show. This will be 100% done. I'll probably finish it at work tomorrow. So it'll be cool. This will be done. I got my Suzuki over here, which is mostly stock with all it has on it really is carbon fiber side plates. So we'll see what that weighs. And then I have my Honda over here, which is kind of beat right now. I do need to do some work to the Honda. I can't remember why the hell the Honda's apart, to be honest with you. Here's my Honda. And this has been apart for a better part of a week. Chain is loose as hell. Yeah, I don't know. Now I got this one to do. If anybody would like to become an apprentice over here at the JBRC garage and learn how to work on RCs while you're not getting paid for it, feel free to apply. So we could use some help getting this shit done. I have so many projects, it's never going to get done. I do like doing this stuff, though. So, man, I'm going to be calling it a night soon. Might as well just start packing up the tools. Get the toolbox ready for tomorrow. I'm one of those guys that even though we have tools at work, I have to bring my own tools because I could just work quicker, faster, easier with my own stuff. And I think that most people are probably like that. Even though it looks like a mess, at least I know what I have. And what I don't have. I'm missing a 1.5. Hopefully it shows up somewhere. Oh, guys, stay tuned for the all the thrills, all the spills, none of the hospital. Bonus. Bonus. Yeah, yeah, moto is so fun. I love moto, riding dirt bikes. What was I going to say? Sometimes you guys will say something funny and I'll get distracted all of a sudden. Forget that what I was going to say. Sorry about that. Start getting ready. This stuff stays here. Here's something, you guys, I'd like to show you. I don't think anyone here has seen it yet. This is my Tamiya Monster Beetle. Everything you see here that is gold was red. It came from the factory in red. This, what you see is gold, came from the factory in a plate aluminum color. So I'm putting it back together. I thought that red always stood out awkwardly. So I thought the gold would look better. Hopefully you guys tune in for it. I will be finishing this one up hopefully the next week or so. Lots and lots of projects here. If anyone wants to apply to be you could help out on the JBRC Garage Show. We can teach everything you need to know about RCs. And some stuff you don't need to know. Wolf Tracks, I think that you should get a green general toolbox. And I'll be honest, I love my tools. I don't take these tools to work, just that little tiny thing. But when I worked in a motorcycle dealership, I worked out of a smaller box. This Craftsman, I don't know if you can see it back here, but it's a Craftsman, and it was up on my workbench. And I didn't need that much. And then I've put the Craftsman stuff from that toolbox into here. I had several smaller toolboxes. These old flapping lips, sweet looking killer. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Man, wish I had something good to tell you. Other than, I mean, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. AJ King. Hello, AJ. Thank you for joining the chat. Yes, I am in California. We are in the Los Angeles area, South Bay. Are you local to the area? If so, let's go hang out. Do some RCs. But yeah, thank you for joining the chat, AJ. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. We're going to catch up on that 500 subscriber mark and then hopefully start doing good things right after that. I will, like I said, I'm going to finish this tomorrow. So the show tomorrow is just going to be fun. I don't think we're going to work on anything, but we are going to weigh the 3 different Pro Motos. And maybe just for the hell of it, I'll even pull the wheel off and like I'll weigh this front wheel versus Supermoto wheel versus the whole shot wheel versus stock wheel. So yeah, you're new and in California. Well, good, man. Great to hear from you. Thank you for joining. I don't know if you just tuned in. You've missed like 2 hours of it. We're probably going to be tuning out pretty soon, but I'd love it if you want to subscribe and hit that notification. That way you can join us next time we do lives. I try to do live streams at least once a week, but I had a bad stretch recently, so I wasn't doing them. And now we're going to be trying back to going to do yesterday, today, and hopefully tomorrow. All proto polished I-beam wrenches. Nice, nice. So Wolf Tracks is a man who likes his tools as well. That's awesome. And Tim says he can weigh his Vitavon spoked rim wheels with stock foam rubber. Okay. Yeah, man. Tim, we should talk. And let's get on the phone sometime, maybe tomorrow. Middle of the day is usually not too busy for me. Let's get in and talk and see if we can figure out how to do a show together. We'll try to do a stream together. It'd be really cool to do some sort of split screen thing. And that goes the same for you guys. AJ or Wolf Tracks. If you guys want to join in and be part of it, I'd have a whole lot more fun with you guys on the show than without you guys. So yeah, let's figure out a way we can make it a better and bigger community. And thank you for the subscribe, AJ. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we've been out in the garage for the last 2 hours, kind of putting my buddy's Pro Moto together. This really does have a lot of stuff on it. If we're going to go through it, it's got wheels. Oh. He's got the GPM muffler, exhaust pipe. So GPM Treel, I think, wheels. I'm not sure who does this brake disc. I'd imagine Treel or GPM. And he's got GPM fake brake caliper, GPM cover, GPM cover. I don't remember who made these foot pegs. They look sharp. Crash structure, skid plate, front wheel, lugs, titanium lugs underneath, top triple clamps, gas tank. Dude, he has tricked this thing out. Looks cool. Looks cool. He's got some sort of colored chain on it. "1 p.m. my time." Okay. Yeah, around 1 or 2 is usually when it starts slowing down for me. So, yeah, we'll see if we can maybe talk tomorrow and figure out how to do a show, do that together. But I think I've got your phone number. You put it on it before, so I'm pretty sure I saved it out here. I think, I can also reach out to you through, I'll message you through Facebook right after the show, just to make sure I got it. And we'll try to set up some time for tomorrow. Or if I don't hear from you tonight, it's because it's getting late on your side. We'll talk in the morning through Facebook and then figure it out. But yeah, guys. So to Wolf Tracks, to AJ, the new guy showing up, thank you so much. If you're anywhere near us in California, come on by and see us. I will be at the shop tomorrow, RC Street Shop in Long Beach. We also have a location in Lawndale. That's this track. That's the one that has the big track on it. Big mini Z track. The big mini Z track. That's funny. Hearing all kinds of noise out there. So I assume whenever I leave, I'm going to have to go, and I hope I don't have to get into it. There's an alley behind this garage, and there's always some crazy shit going down. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you sticking with me. I'd be out here in my garage working on RCs either way, so I'd rather do it with you guys. Having someone to chat with, I appreciate it. So yeah, it's either me and my dog out here alone or with you guys, and it's so much better with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something, and if you got any ideas for some future stuff, let me know. Got a bunch of Arrmas here we can mess with. I have access to most of the tracks, even though I don't own them. But we call it a night, guys. Thanks a lot. If you can hit the subscribe and thumbs up. Yeah, Tim, 7 comes real early for you. You got to get out of here. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good day.